Tech is once again facing mass layoffs in the industry, but it's not for the reason you may be thinking. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melky. I'm a senior machine learning software engineer at Twitch, where I've been working there for the last 4 years. And today I'm going to break down why I think we have seen another uptick or surge in layoffs in tech. So let's quickly head on over to layoffs.fyi, where we can kind of see a few companies having layoffs since the start of the year. January, there was a couple layoffs here and there, but we kind of see more of an uptick on certain companies like Cruise, Workday, Outbrain, Okta, TripAdvisor, Salesforce, and many others. I want to dive deeper into what this means. And if we head on over to teamblind.com, which isn't known to be a ray of sunshine, you can kind of see more in-depth information onto some of these layoffs. Like here, breaking news, Workday announces mass layoffs. Tired of job market and constant layoffs. Trust me, brother, me too. But go to the gym, it will take care of itself. You can see here, Workday layoffs. Workday cut 1,750 jobs in AI push. Stay tuned on what that actually means. And just more and more layoffs. And more posts on even here, Google layoffs, potential Google layoffs happening. But if we go into some of the bigger ones, such as Salesforce cutting 1,000 roles, and even Workday cutting 2,000 jobs, I want to break down and tell you what I think is actually going on. So in the Salesforce article, it's saying it's cutting more than 1,000 jobs as it simultaneously hires workers to sell new artificial intelligence products. The customer relationship management software maker had 72,682 employees as of January 31st, 2024. Please remember that number, okay? That is a massive number of employees for, do you even know what Salesforce does? If you do, let me know in the comment section down below, because to this day, I don't understand Salesforce or their product. And the more interesting bit is in December last year, the CEO said that Salesforce has closed more than 1,000 paid deals for Agentforce, its platform for creating AI-powered virtual representatives. And the Wall Street Journal reported in 2024 that Salesforce was laying off about 700 employees. So you can see that Salesforce continuously does a bunch of layoffs over and over and over again. And this time they're saying that it's due to AI or due to an AI push. And if we head on over to Workday, where we see that they announced almost 2,000 jobs will be cut, or 8.5% of its current workforce. And if you look deeper into what that means, you can see as we start our fiscal year, we are at a pivotal moment. Companies everywhere are reimagining how work gets done, and the increasing demand for AI has the potential to drive a new era of growth for Workday. But I actually want to raise some interesting facts for you guys. And let's start with Workday. So they cut about 8.5% of its workforce, which is 1,750 jobs. So we can almost assume that there's roughly almost 20,000 people employed by Workforce, which is a lot of people for a company that some people may never even heard of. And if we look at Salesforce, well, Salesforce is also a company, which I highlighted earlier, that just last year had almost 73,000 people, all right? This is a lot of people working at companies. And now this will bring me to what I think is actually going on in the industry. And for this, I want to talk about the Elon effect. Now, if you remember, Elon bought Twitter, and before he bought Twitter, there was roughly 7,500 employees, okay? And Elon, after acquiring Twitter, let go of nearly 80% of the company. And when this happened, almost everybody thought that Twitter was going to actually go downhill, that it was the end of Twitter. How can a application or a company that had almost 8,000 people still function when over 6,000 were laid off? How can you replace so many people, or how can the people remaining do the job of all the others? And we found out that it actually still runs. Twitter, or X as it's known now, has 2,840 employees as of late last year, and it runs perfectly fine nowadays. And actually, if you ask me, I think X continues to roll out new products, new features every single day, like Grok, like the job markets, the new feature with communities, the way they're handling live streaming. Like there's a lot of things happening on X that now is actually approaching profitability with the platform, something Twitter was never able to achieve, which all brings me to my first reason. Big tech companies have a lot of software engineers. Now, I'm not going to say that all big tech companies that have a lot of individuals on their roster, on their workforce, don't justify that number. But if we look at Workday and Salesforce, like that's a lot of people. That's a lot of potential software engineers or just overall people that work in the tech sector of the company. And it really makes you think, after what Elon demonstrated that could happen after the acquisition of X, are all those people necessary? And I say that not in a way to sound like a complete dick, but just more of a realistic perspective from a business. There's a lot of people that are hired by these companies that are probably going to rest invest. If you don't know what resting investing is, it's basically where you don't work really at all, okay? But you wait to get your vests. And the reason for that is, typically in these big tech companies, your salary is typically broken down with your base salary, and then a good portion of it comes from stock. Now, this is an example from Salesforce, but lots of companies like Amazon or Google or all these other companies, they offer a pretty substantial stock amount. Like here, for example, where the base could be 169,000 and your stock could be almost matching your base. So yeah, the stock is very important for some people, and resting investing just makes logical sense for the people that don't want to work hard. Which brings me to my exact second point, which is people do not work hard as they used to. They are using tools like AI, right? Everyone is using large language models, and that's fine. Claude or OpenAI or DeepSeek, these are completely fine. I don't see a problem with them, if I'm being honest, for anybody. You can even use Copilot. That's completely fine. But for some people, they're just completely taking advantage of these large language models and just asking it, prompting them with this large prompt of how to solve a problem, copy and pasting that, and then kind of wipe their hands and leave. And then they continue to rest invest. So they do the bare minimum. Now, especially with large language models, they barely even have to think or reason with the code they write, just kind of plop it into a company approved LLM. Some don't even require a company approved LLM. They regurgitate it and put it back into whatever project they're working on, and they continue us, because these people typically don't care for the company they work at. If they are in fact resting investing, they really don't care for the well-being of the company or the project that they are part of. All they really care about is the paycheck that they will potentially earn if they hit their vesting date. And reason number 3 is actually not subscribing to my YouTube channel. So please, if you like this video, click subscribe. It helps the channel quite a bit. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers. But the real reason number 3, is business is slow and companies need to be more profitable, but they can blame AI. And I think a really good tweet that summarizes this comes from the homie Duncan Lutz, who says from the article where I posted, Workday cut this many jobs due to an AI push. And he translated that we needed to lay off people because business is slow, but we're going to justify to investors that's actually good by claiming it is an AI focused thing, which makes complete sense. But really, if you couple the previous 2 reasons, that you have a lot of companies that have a lot of software engineers, and if you refer back to levels.fyi, they're not cheap. Software engineers, typically even the principal or senior ones, make a lot of money, right? Like this is quite a bit of money, regardless of where you come from, whatever your expectations are. This is like the top 1 of the 1%, all right, globally. And I think it's like top 5% in the US, but regardless, this is quite a bit of money. And if you have these individuals that are resting investing, you're probably paying them a lot of money to do bare minimum and not really do anything at all, which cuts into the company's bottom line, which is to be profitable. Now, because they can't be profitable, they can see the opportunity of blaming AI or pursuing an AI initiative, or even just straight up replacing some of these individuals, these resters investors, with just the ability of other people who may be caring more to use and prompt AI. So I really think when you look at these headlines over at Blind, you can see that, oh, AI is replacing everyone. AI is replacing everyone. What do we do if AI is going to completely replace me? I really don't think, like this one, tech jobs going downhill. Soon you'll be replaced by H-1B or overseas workers or some AI. Really, all of these fall into the same kind of crux, where it's not the external reason of H-1B people or overseas workers or even AI that's going to threaten you. It's actually you yourself in a few of these reasons, which I highlighted here, which is being part of a big tech company that just hires a lot of people post-COVID or whatever, just not being a person that works hard, not pushing boundaries, and really just not caring for the company or project you're working on. And yeah, being part of a slow business that doesn't really, gain a lot of profitability to justify the amount of people they have. So in conclusion, what I want to write is, if you truly care about your job, if you're passionate about your work, and if you like what you do, I think you will typically be safe from this AI will get you kind of concern. However, I do kind of understand that even people who do all this, who care, put in the hours, they still get cut, because whether you like it or not, 1,000 jobs is 1,000 people, and 2,000 jobs is 2,000 people. And I don't want to say that all those people didn't care or weren't responsible. Sometimes business is savage and business is cutthroat. And a lot of people, good people who work hard, get cut into this way of things, because at the top, directors, managers, they don't care for you. They care for their bottom line, which is how much money are they making and how much money is the company doing. So anyone who's affected by these layoffs, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Get back on that horse, find another job, but do not get discouraged. Do not think that it's because of an AI push they're going to be replaced. Do the best you can, continue to learn, and if the company you work for decides to kind of pursue and correct themselves or do a mass layoffs, take that with stride, take the severance, learn, equip yourself, don't let it keep you down, and continue to pursue a better company, a startup, or even something that you may be passionate about. Maybe it's something in tech. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Are you guys scared of any AI kind of pursuing, replacing us? Or do you think that these companies in particular are kind of due for a correction? Let me know, and I can't wait to hear what you guys say. I read every single comment. Make sure you like the video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.